There was little in Nelson Mandela's early life to indicate that he would become a leader of an independence movement and eventually president of his country. Born in Transkei, South Africa in 1918, his father, a chief of the Tembu tribe, died when Nelson was 9 years old. Mandela was provided with an education at University College of Fort Hare, and it's here that he developed a nationalist position and began to advocate for Black African rights. He joined the African National Congress in 1944 and was engaged in resistance against the ruling National Party's apartheid policies after 1948. Racial segregation in South Africa brought a series of bloody uprisings and protests. These were met with the banning of opposition and imprisoning of anti-apartheid leaders. As unrest spread and became more violent, Mandela argued for the setting up of a military wing within the ANC.
It is useless and futile for us to continue talking peace and non-violence against a government whose reply is only savage attacks on an unarmed and defenseless people.
In 1963, when many fellow leaders of the ANC were arrested, Mandela was brought to stand trial with them for plotting to overthrow the government by violence. 8 of the accused, including Mandela, were sentenced to life imprisonment. Nelson Mandela spent the next 27 years behind bars. Until 1982, he was incarcerated at Robben Island Prison off Cape Town, and then at Pollsmoor Prison, nearby on the mainland. During his years in prison, Nelson Mandela's reputation grew steadily. He was widely accepted as the most significant black leader in South Africa and became a potent symbol of resistance as the anti-apartheid movement gathered strength. On the 2nd of February 1990, State President F.W. de Klerk reversed the ban on the ANC and other anti-apartheid organizations and announced that Mandela would be released from prison. The event was broadcast live all over the world. On the day of his release, Mandela made a speech to the nation. He declared his commitment to peace and reconciliation with the country's white minority. He also said his main focus was to bring peace to the black majority and give them the right to vote in both national and local elections. After his release, he plunged himself wholeheartedly into his life's work, striving to attain the goals he and others had set out almost 4 decades earlier. In 1991, Mandela was elected president of the ANC, while his lifelong friend and colleague Oliver Tambo became the organization's national chairperson. South Africa's first multiracial elections were held in 1994. The ANC won 62% of the votes in the election, and Mandela, as leader of the ANC, was inaugurated on May 10, 1994, as the country's first black president, with the National Party's de Klerk as his first deputy. Nelson Mandela is one of the world's greatest and most admired political leaders, and has been honored with numerous awards, including the Nobel Peace Prize. Retiring from active politics at the 1999 general election, he has maintained a busy schedule, raising money for his Mandela Foundation to build schools and clinics in South Africa's rural heartland. He is a shining example of the incredible strength of the human spirit to persevere in the face of adversity for the pursuit of freedom.
I would like my friend, Evander Holyfield, to know that today I feel like the heavyweight boxing champion of the world.